Patch 12.22 has introduced a ton of new items, as well as changing many existing items and bringing back some old favourites. Starting with Mythics, we have Jak'Sho The Protean. This tank item costs 3000 gold and gives 400 health, 30 armor and magic resist, and 20 ability haste. It has a passive where for each second during combat you're granted 2 armor and magic resist up to 8 times. After 8 seconds you damage nearby enemies and increase your resistances. The Mythic passive grants 5 armor and magic resist per item. This should be a great item on tanks constantly looking to fight and skirmish. Next we have Radiant Virtue. This also costs 3000 gold and gives 400 health, 30 armor and magic resist, and 20 ability haste. It has a passive where after casting ultimate you increase your maximum health by 10% and all nearby allies gain 15 non-ultimate ability haste, and receive a heal every 3 seconds, scaling with your health. The Mythic passive grants 100 health per item. This should be a great item on tanks who are ultimate reliant and want to team fight. Following this we have Heartsteel. This costs 3200 gold and gives 800 health, 200% health regen, and 20 ability haste. It has a passive where you charge up an attack when nearby an enemy champion over 3 seconds. When charged you can attack them to deal a large chunk of damage and you gain 10% of that back as permanent health. This has a cooldown of 30 seconds per each enemy champion. The Mythic passive grants 1% bonus health and 6% champion size per item. This is a very fun item and will work well on champions who scale well with health. Next we have Iceborn Gauntlet. This costs 3000 gold and gives 400 health, 50 armor, and 20 ability haste. The passive has the Sheen ability where after using an ability your next attack will deal additional damage. In addition though, your next attack will create a slow field. Also, the primary target gets a larger slow and deals reduced damage to you. The Mythic passive grants 50 health and 5% tenacity and slow resist per item. This will work well on champions who have low cooldowns and spammable abilities. The final new Mythic item is Rod of Ages. This costs 3200 gold and gives 60 ability power, 300 health, and 400 mana. The passive will grant 20 health, 20 mana, and 4 ability power permanently every minute for 10 minutes. Its second passive will restore mana when taking damage and restore health when spending mana. And for every 250 health and mana restored this way, you gain a small burst of movement speed. When the Rod of Ages is fully stacked after 10 minutes, the second passive will become 50% stronger. The Mythic passive gives 5 ability haste per item. Rod of Ages is classically a great item on shorter range battle mages who will be welcoming this item back. Other than this, we have the return of Catalyst of Eons, which gives the Rod of Ages passive of damage taken restores mana and mana spent restores health, along with giving 225 health and 300 mana. Otherwise, we have changes to Abyssal Mask costing 3000 gold. It will give 500 health, 300 mana, 40 magic resist, and 10 ability haste. As it builds from Catalyst of Eons, it has the same passive, but it also has a second passive where nearby enemies lose magic resist and you gain magic resist. Next, we have Randuin's Omen, which now costs 3000 gold. It gives 400 health and 60 armor. It has an active slow and 2 passives which reduce critical strike damage and flat reduces damages from attacks. Sunfire is no longer a mythic item, now costing 2800 gold, giving 400 health and 50 armor, and has its passive where it deals damage to all enemies around. Turbo Chem Tank is also no longer a mythic, costing 2800 gold, giving 500 health, 50 magic resist, and 10 ability haste, and it keeps its active where you gain movement speed towards an enemy champion or structure. We also have the return of Spear of Shojin. This costs 3400 and grants 65 AD, 300 health, and 20 ability haste, where it provides a non-ultimate ability haste and move speed based on missing health. Also, Aegis now costs 1200, and Rav Hydra scales AD and Omni Vamp when killing minions.